Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is a place for tips, tools, and strategies. Anything that you need to help you take the hassle out of your hustle and build a profitable business is fun to run. Today is Tuesday. The digital diva is in the house. She's ready. We are going to be talking some really good stuff today with regard to social media and digital marketing strategy. So sit back. I'm not going to tell you to relax, but you can just get your pen, your paper, pay attention, and be ready to implement some new things you're going to learn today. And without further ado, we say take it away, TJ.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of marketing talk. I know you're excited. I am. And we always talk about the things that you need to know about marketing, building your marketing strategy online because it's always changing. So we have to update things every year. It seems like we have to do it more than a year. So there are things I'm working on in the background to take care of that. But this month we've been talking about back to basics and talking about the things that we need to know. So we're doing a little updating of information. I hate when people they direct me online to something interesting and then I go and it's an old article, old blog post from pre pandemic times. So you can say, well, why is that relevant? Because I'm like, well, because it's not. It's anything that they've talked about strategy, how to do things. It's old news and it doesn't work. So you can see that in the case of Instagram, they're always changing. So the old strategy, the old tips, tricks, things, whatever a guru is telling you, it's not going to work. And then you get frustrated. So come here. We're going to talk about different things in your marketing strategy, also branding, content marketing, and email. So we're going to talk about emails today. And I call this the power tool because email is the power tool. Everybody loves to talk about social media, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, don't forget about email over there. Good morning, Mark.
Mark,
Excuse me.
Mark got jokes this morning. Mark says, I get all of my strategies from MySpace.
MySpace. Remember those days?
Mm.
Okay, so the power tool marketing, the power marketing tool. Oh, my voice is going. Excuse me. I've been trying to get over allergies for the last couple of weeks, so I was hoping it was done. So bear with me. So we're going to talk about the power tool, the power marketing tool for small business owners. That is our focus. What the influencers are doing. Hey, go over there and do your thing. But things are changing with them. That's for another day. But we're going to talk about email marketing. And see all over the internet, email is dead. Nobody uses email. That comes from Gen Z. Gen Z world, they don't want to, oh, email is so old school, is so this. And I said, email is the landline. Picture this, it's a storm, it's a something, it's an emergency, and your cell phone doesn't work, or it's not charged. Whatever, fill in the blank. You can't use your cell phone, your smartphone. If you got a landline, you're in business. So that's all I can say about that is that, people still have landlines. Not a lot, but they're still there. And when I mean people, I'm talking about people at home. I know businesses are still relying on it. So that's another clue for you to say, hey, don't turn your back on email marketing. And I've got some stats to show you in a minute, but I just wanted to go through and talk about this because they're saying email is dead. And I'm like, no, it's a power tool. It still reigns supreme. Remember that Iron Chef? Who reigns supreme? Well, email. Why? Because one of the reasons I just told you was that it is like a landline. It is there. It is an old protocol. It's pre-social media. Social media is not a protocol, by the way. Protocol, I mean, connect as far as in the internet, there are certain protocols, systems that are always there. Like the telephone is always there, the internet is there, networking things. So I'm saying email is one of those items, protocol. Social media is not. Okay, social media sits on top of these other things. It sits on top of the internet. So it can come and go, it can do what it wants, and you see that, right? Um, Mark is saying, put Mark comment up.
My
My
goodness. Roy says, I prefer vaccines. If you need me, page me.
Well, faxes still work, but are people using them? Yes, in some industries. Pagers, we just had an unfortunate story, being serious for a minute about pagers. And I was like, what? Pagers, walkie talkie, faxes, these things are still there, but it's because that we live.
Fred says, I use fortune cookies.
Hey, the abacus still works, but do we use it? So, yeah, I'm glad that you guys are seeing the funny side of this um, because of social media and Gen Z and certain people that are saying, well, those things are dead. They're not dead. For business owners, you want tried and true, proven, right? Proven. Email's a protocol that has been proven. I can't even remember the date of email when it started. I know Fred probably knows, so throw it out there, Fred. If you know, I'm thinking the 60s or the 70s or something. I'm not sure, but I got some numbers that talk about email as far as people using it, as far as it, like I said, is there. It's in the background. It is also in the foreground for some people. And yes, there are SMS messages and DMs and all those things, but we're going to talk about the difference and why, as a business owner, you still want to have it. Fred says my birth year, okay, 71. I was thinking the 70s. So thank you, Fred. So the 70s, I mean, 1971. Need I say more? This is 2024. Still using email, still around. Um, so let me get into it. I just want to read a couple of notes that I have. And I was asking the question, is email still relevant in the age of social media? I asked ChatGPT, as I always do, and I'm going to give you ChatGPT's answer. I got to name my ChatGPT something else. Like I read something like, oh, it's an assistant. You should call it something. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call it something. I'm gonna give it a name. So ChatGPT said, absolutely, email is still relevant and it's thriving. Here's why. While social media is fantastic for grabbing attention, sparking conversations, and building communities, email remains an unparalleled direct communication tool. It's the only channel where you own the audience. You're not at the mercy of algorithms, shifting trends, or platform changes. Every email you send lands directly in someone's inbox, waiting for them to open. Thank you, ChatGPT. I can't agree. I agree 100%. You own your list. There's nothing, you know, throttling you, holding you back, not serving. Is the email not served? Only if you don't send it. Once you serve it, it goes into the inbox. Now that's another, that takes us to another phase. And I'm going to, tell you, for me, I have lots of email coming in from different email addresses because I like to sign up for people's list. I like to test what their funnel is, their system. I like to see what they're doing because I go, that's interesting. So I see it. Sometimes it'll go to the email. Sometimes it'll give me the freebie directly, or the thing that I'm signing up for directly. So there's different paths here, and I'm always testing it. But here's the thing: I don't have enough time to look at all my email. I don't, because I have another system that I'm like, okay, if I need something important, it comes on my watch or it comes on my phone, and then I know to deal with that because that's the level of importance. So to me, and I'm saying, as running a business, as talking to clients and stuff, I do email them, but I have a system where if they need something directly, oh, this needs to go out today, or it pops up on my watch, on my phone, and then I know to go. Now, email, I go in leisurely. Like, oh, I have a few minutes this morning, drinking my coffee, doing whatever. Let me go and check some email. And again, my email will pop up on my phone, on my iPad. But guess what? I suppress all that. I have a focus set that it doesn't, because when I'm working, these things popping, distract me from my work. Fred says, I see email and social media as two different worlds. Exactly. That's my point. It is two different worlds. Thank you. You're absolutely right. 100%. Dr. Tashi's here. Hello. Good morning. Okay, so that's my personal experience. Now I will go into, I have one of the main emails that I go into, and I'm like, okay, let me see, blah blah blah, and I will check some things real quick. I'm like, okay, and I will scan. And how do I scan? I look at the subject line, and then there's a secondary line of a, like a subtitle. And if I see something from someone that I'm like, I gotta read that, I will open it. And depending on what the others say as a subject line, I will go into them, or I will categorize them for later, this and that and that and that. But it's there until I open it. And thank goodness for Google, because I don't have to delete things. I know people delete, they want inbox zero, I think it's called. They don't want anything in their email. And I'm like, I see it as storage for, I scanned it, and an email subject caught my line, but I'm too busy to go into it right now, but it's stuck in here, or I can star it, or I can send it to another. There's different things you can do, but it sticks in my head from the email subject line. And I'm like, that's something I want to investigate right now, later, or whatever. And guess what? It's in my inbox until I remove it. It's there until the person you send it to opens it. Now, there are
Exactly.
scenarios where it might get deleted accidentally. Go ahead.
So, just last couple of weeks, I got something that can take your email box to zero,
Mm-hmm.
but you still have the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was, and it was a very simple thing. The lady said, and this is from Jada Stelner. Is that her
Mm-hmm.
name? Selner, Jada Selner. So she put out this little newsletter that I got by email, by the way. And she said you can have a zero inbox and not have, because I had like 100, I'm gonna say like 50,000 so emails just
I got more than that.
popping through. She
Mm-hmm.
said all you have to do is go in and select all,
Mm-hmm. And then
hit
have
edit,
it,
select all,
and it goes into that other space.
archive, put it in the
Okay.
archive, because you can always call it back up, and then your
Oh
inbox is
yes, this is Gmail, right? Yes. Yes. So thank
Gmail. No, oh, this is on my Apple device.
you for Apple. I'm glad
And
you brought that up, because I use that. I have another email I monitor for a client, and that's what I do. I have things coming in, and I set up a rule for the emails to go to archive, and they're still there. You just have to change the view. So I'm glad to see
right,
that it is in other. I
yeah,
mean, I'm not surprised that it's in
and
other.
I was, oh my gosh, my email box is empty until the
Yes,
next
your email
morning.
box will be empty.
And it was empty to the next, and so I can do that again and again and still have an empty email
Yes,
that's not
you
looking at
can.
me.
You can do that. But see, for me personally, it doesn't bother me to go in and see whatever. No, I'm like, okay, I see it as storage, and that's how I treat it. There are some others that they can't stand to see all of that email. I'm like, but I'm looking at it as storage, library, depository when I get back, because I sign up for things that are interesting. I don't sign up for things that have no interest to me. So I know that
Exactly.
everything is in there. I want to see. That's another part of email marketing. When you get someone to sign up, they want to.
Exactly. So this reminds me of back in the day when you had emails, newsletters are like the magazine subscription that you got, and you wanted to look through international or architectural digest. You
Yes,
wanted to look through gourmet, but you didn't have time to sit down and flip through the magazine. So
right.
you had this stack of magazines
Mm-hmm. Yep.
that, oh,
Eh,
I'll get to that. That, I want to see what's going on.
And
Fred
we got
has some
comments.
comments.
Yeah,
Fred said, "Scan and delete, spinning through emails like the price, the price wheel.
that's it.
Price is right."
That's it.
And then he says, "I apply many filters to email from newsletters to status of importance," and he uses
Yeah.
Outlook.
Yes.
Uh,
All of
it-
the email programs have some kind of system where you can filter,
right, right.
so all good points.
He's saying that
Yes.
Outlook and Gmail, all of them have something similar. And then
Yes.
he says, "I hate to admit this, but I have a forward to a Yahoo catch-all email."
Fred, don't be admit it. That's what I'm saying. I have email. I mean, I don't even know the number. It's because at some point when I have time on the weekend or whatever, I will go in and start throwing out, reading, throwing out up until a certain point, and then I'm like, okay, now I need to go in, and anything that's older than this year, I'm going to just immediately wipe because it's not applicable to me now.
Right,
When I get a chance, I will do that. It's not that important to me, but I'm like, can put things in place where important things pop up to you, and other things go into the archive, and they're still there. And if you want your inbox zero, you don't want to see any clutter, that's good. There are tools to do that. But getting back to this thing of is still relevant. It is, and I tell this story all the time. That there's I can't remember her name. There's someone I follow that I've been following her a long time. Like, she was talking about MailChimp. She was selling MailChimp. She was providing MailChimp training, and this is way back. And then now I've been
was
following
it
her.
Shailene?
Hmm?
Was it Shailene?
No, it's not. Shailene she's more like the
Okay.
she's I'm
I'm
thinking
trying to remember
Suzanne
because,
Summers. I'm thinking she's the exercise lady to me. I follow
okay.
her too. I follow her too. But she started out, and now she's at a different place to where she has her own software and everything. But what I'm saying is that anything that she sends me an email, I open that immediately. Like, I'll go in and like, okay, what did Julie, I think her name is Julie. What did she send me today? And I have a filter for it. I tap it and I look through that. I also do that for a couple other people, but a few years ago, she sent out an email, real, like, not panicky, but like alert. Something happened to her Facebook group, which she's got, I don't know, 200,000 people. I don't know what it is now. It's a lot of people. A lot of people. So if one of the things is the Facebook group of reaching, messages and social media and stuff, which she was doing that instead of Instagram. This was like way before when people were using Instagram for business. She sent out an email, hey, you can't get into the Facebook group because something happened, and she was investigating it. But I got something, da 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 da. She could reach me through email. Now, what if she hadn't built the list that whole time alongside the Facebook group,
Hmm.
posting on social, posting wherever you post, and boom, the Facebook group was shut down because, and I think it came out that somebody upset about whatever that she said, or something they were upset about, reported the group. So Facebook turned it off, which meant that nobody could get in. She couldn't talk to her people. She couldn't do business, but she could still do business because of the email list. And this was a while ago. So um that story always sticks into my head. You have a direct line to your community if you build the email list. Now, what if she hadn't built the email list and the Facebook group was closed until she could investigate and appeal and have them reopen it? There were people that, going to the store, going to the grocery store every day, or whatever you do every day, all of a sudden the door is locked. Well, what's going on? She couldn't put up a sign saying the light, something happened and we're closed temporarily. No, email list. So that's a good, example of why. why you should build the email list. Fred
Mhm.
has some comments.
Okay, Fred, let me get to your comments. Fred says, I have one of those mail drop boxes on the floor to drop mail in or collect. It fills up like a trash can. You know what I mean? I wish they, if you have to walk down to the mailbox, I wish they would put a trash can right there so you can just take the stuff
The
and it
junk mail,
drop.
the direct mail, the this mail, the why are you sending me this mail?
Hmm.
And see, because they're trying to get in front of us. And you would go, well, why don't they just do social media? You can, but you don't want to. It's not an all or nothing or just one proposition. You want to have layers to this. But the most important layer to me is email marketing, having an email list, building that. Because, and let me go back to ChatGPT. It said, because social media is for grabbing attention, it's for platforming, it's for announcing, it's for networking, it's for this, that, and that, saying, hey guys, I'm on my soapbox, blah, 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 blah. Come over here. I got something for you. So this is what ChatGPT said. Remember, grabbing attention, sparking conversations, building communities. But email is the direct communication tool, the power tool. You own the audience, you're not in the mercy of social media. It's alongside.
Right.
Alongside. And like Fred said, I see email and social media two different worlds. It is two different worlds, but they're connecting. So how do you get people on the email list? Well, you gotta broadcast attention. So that's what ChatGPT is saying. Grabbing attention, social media. Hey, here's a clip of something, here's a quick thought, here's a what, blah. Here's my link. And you say that different ways, different places. Like now, the thing about Instagram, they don't like for you to say in link in bio. Blah, 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 blah. So now they have Manny Chat and other DM automation things that get people to go, okay, here's my link. And the link can be whatever you like. It can go to YouTube. It can go to a download of a cheat sheet, an email list, a checklist, whatever it is. It can be the freebie can come right to them. It can be on uh it could be Dropbox, it could be Drive, it could be any of the storage, Google Drive, it could be any of the storage places. But you decide how you want to do that.
Fred has another comment. He says, I was helping a local NAACP chapter. They
Mhm.
communicated mostly through Facebook. I warned them to set up a newsletter and use their website as a communication base.
Mhm.
Facebook shut them down because someone reported them. They lost years of photos and everything.
Thank you for that, Fred. So see that there's more confirmation there. Um, Social media is getting all the attention, all the celebrities are there, the news is there, the fun stuff is there, edu infotainment, yeah, rah rah rah. But the business goes down in email your website, the things that you own. And Fred is absolutely right. You're thinking, well, I'm just going to do everything on Facebook. Yes, you can have the Facebook group community. Yes, nurture that, but always tell them, gently remind them that I have another thing for you over here. Click this link and go to whatever the thing is that you're owning.
Yep.
Remember, own media, earned media. The thing most important right now is owned because of the creator economy, because of how Instagram does their algorithm, Facebook does their algorithm, pick fill in the blank social media platform does their algorithm. Also, the thing we was talking about, I think we were talking about on Friday, and LinkedIn is doing some things about gathering their data, and then there's a lot of outrage about that. So disgruntled. Also, remember we talked about newsletters, which we're going to talk more about the Substack, and that's another place where you can go, and it's email based. It's a communication tool that's email based, and it's not newsletter. Is I can do a newsletter, I can do a podcast. Live video is coming. We talked about that last week.
Oh, did you get your email about that?
I
Oh,
saw I saw it, but I don't have it in my app. I don't have it yet.
no, what I mean is they
Oh,
sent us an email. about it.
Mm-hmm.
That
'Cause
that
I saw an article. I think I saw something on the blog, or I went in the Substack. I didn't see the email, but I know
Well,
what
yeah, they said, yeah,
you're talking
because they I went in to click because they said it was open to bestsellers or something. I guess those are people who wrote books.
yeah,
But you can apply,
right.
and
Okay.
I was like, oh,
Do that. So
okay.
you have to apply. Because I was thinking, I'm like, they're rolling this out some kind of way. And I was like, okay, I'll look at that in a minute. But we talked about that last week. They're going to do like Instagram Live. You can go live to your Substack subscribers.
And
Substack. Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
like this because it gives you your community. There's no limit on the community there, and you can still talk to each of the people.
Yes.
You can chat. You can do stuff.
They have notes.
Right.
Notes is little. You can write a little note instead of writing a big article or something on your newsletter, your page. Because actually, what they give you is like a website. You can use that. So, Fred has some more comments about this.
Oh, he's talking about I urged them to use Google Ads on a website. I yelled, "You are making money for Facebook." Oh, this is the people that
This
he,
the chap NAACP chap.
yeah, he had urged them to use Google Ads on a website. And he said, "You are making money for Facebook."
Yes.
Hmm. And that's exactly what we're because we gave up our content and everything. We give up our content for them to show
Yes.
us to other places. But if
Right.
somebody, but that's not a stable
No,
environment.
you should use it as ChatGPT said. It's attention getter. It's a hey, my storefront is here. My store. How did we do it if you were on Main Street? How do I opened the store on Main Street, a brick and mortar. How do I get people to come in? There's foot traffic. You can put a little sandwich board or something outside. You did radio ads, you did newspaper, but you did something to say, hey, I'm here. So social media, that's the hey, I'm here.
Hmm.
And then you pick which platform you want to say, hey, I'm here. That's it. But you're going to tell them, you're going to be a traffic cop and tell them, go here. That's what I was saying about TikTok. We're still figuring out what is going to happen to TikTok. I don't know, but you can still be there now, putting up your content and saying, go over here. You want to keep a connection with me? If you can even go in and say, well, if I don't know what's going on with TikTok, but if you want to reach me in case this line gets disconnected, go over here. And you can do that different ways. You can send them to your YouTube, wherever you want, or your email. Fred has some more comments. Thank you, Fred.
Fred said, "I came to this revenue estimation. Every photo you post, 5 cents. Every like, 2 cents. Every comment, 3 cents. And every share, 10 cents
Hmm.
per estimation on Facebook revenue per person."
Right. See, and see the thing about Facebook, remember, everybody's there. Just about, I think it's 3 billion accounts. Now, that's not daily active users. We're not getting into like who's really using it, but those are people that have accounts. That's a big number.
Right.
You want to have a house there, but that's not your main house. Main house is email or your website, like Fred is saying. You must have some place where you talk about it here, but you say go over here for, okay, this is the appetizer. You want the next course? We're moving over here, or whatever. You figure out how to entice them based on your target audience. You know what they want, and you give it to them. And people are doing that in various degrees. So there's always like more than one way to do this, but you don't want to just put all your eggs in Facebook basket, like Fred is saying, like I'm saying, like Facebook controls. Facebook is the landlord. They can do whatever they like because it's their building.
Right.
You're renting. Fred has a comment about Facebook.
He says Facebook's revenue per day is approximately $369 million.
Look at that. Look at that. And okay, yeah, Facebook is evil, but Facebook is a business. Meta's a business. They're in it to
Mhm.
make money. There's no charity here. There's no warm feelings.
Fred said Facebook is the landlord.
That
Dr. Tachi said Facebook is the slumlord.
too. That too. That too. All of these things apply, but we're in business. It's like, okay, I got something to offer. How do I present it? Marketing. Mar-
Mark said I was evicted.
but we want to have something, and that's why all the jokes and everything are great, but we want to have something where we're controlling it. And email, why? Because most times you're paying for it. Yes, some of the email platforms will give you a free tier, and that's good for beginning, but you're going to, hopefully, if you're successful, you're going to grow, and then that's how they make their money. But you're going to pay for the service because they're going to give you more, and you've grown, and you have a budget that has grown because you're growing. See? Fred.
Fred says I love when people cry about privacy. Facebook says, well, leave. You'll be back.
Where are you going? And we talked about that years ago about the privacy thing when Mark Zuckerberg came out and was like, he wasn't concerned about your privacy. And what? But here, look, years later, Fred,
People are still there. What did you tell us, TJ? We gave up privacy when we were trying to win that car in the mall.
when you were trying to win, when you went to the mall and they had that shiny new car, we're giving away a car. Will you run over there? I want a car. What do I got to do? Fill out this card. What's on the card? Name, address, phone number, couple other things. If they tried it with you, they got you.
Dr. Tati says maybe if you call Alderman Davis, Mark, he can help.
Alderman Davis. Oh, I love it. I love that. I love that.
Fred said the mall. Okay.
Yeah, the mall, remember? I bring up the mall a lot because that was the hangout spot. That was the hangout spot. Good time, good Facebook times. But and you could say, well, why would they do that? It's sneaky, but you wanted the car. All you saw was the shiny car. And then they have it fine print what they're gonna do with your data. Even back then, on the back of the card or some little fine print on the poster.
Okay, even today, when you upgraded that brand new phone, they had all that fine print.
And you can't get past it. You have to click I agree. Some of them make you scroll the whole document before the little I agree shows up. Why do they do that? You're giving your consent that you've read the document, even though you didn't read it. Well, Your Honor, I didn't read it. Well, but you agreed to it. And we're laughing because it's like, okay, these are things that you need to know. This is why terms of service, privacy policies, that's why you see them about accepting cookies and because people are saying I'm being Apple with the do not track, because people were saying I've been tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled. But no, you, for Facebook to be on Facebook, you agreed. And they throw all those, it's a long legal document full of legalese. It sounds confusing, but you need to read it.
Dr. Tasha says, yes, it covers them to show that at least you scroll down and feigned reading it.
Right. See, in the court of law, you've agreed. When you click, doesn't matter. Well, I didn't read. Why not? You're supposed to. Well, whatever, blah, 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 doesn't matter. You click the agree.
So. Right. It's been interesting because even when they do an upgrade on whatever program or app you're doing, you go in and do the work and you know you got something to get done inside there. And you can't do it because they want you to read the new terms and agreement. And I'm like, I just need to
Yes.
finish this report.
Yes, so many people are just blindly, and I'm like, okay, but there has to be education on our parts, which is what we're talking about here. Read the stuff. Yes, it's boring. Yes, it's long. I don't understand it, but read it and then say, well, I don't like that word. Let me investigate that, or let me look it up because somebody's talking about it, and I can tell you where to go if you want to find current conversation. It's not X, it's Reddit. There's a subreddit for everything now, and there are
Hmm.
people. Now, some of them are, I'm not saying they're trustworthy, but at least there's a conversation going on about this. Hey guys, did you see blah 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 blah? Oh yeah, let me, and then you investigate. I see more comments.
Fred said, I blame the Girl Scouts for creating the cookies. We never reject cookies, except all,
Who's talking? I want a cookie.
or maybe the Cookie
Cookie
Monster.
monster. My cookie monster.
Yeah, those going to the websites and like even trying to get into Canva or something else, you go in.
Right.
You
This is
accept
something to
cookies. I'm
click.
like, didn't I already click and answer this
This
question
is something to
before?
click. And we're being funny, and but I have a feeling that because this is building steam, and I've seen little things about the government that there's going to be some kind of education process for this. I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're working on something to educate because you can't just it's like just throwing people into the pool. Well, you got to have swimming lessons first. So that may come up hopefully once we get past this election cycle. There's a lot of things that need to be done. I don't know where that falls on the level of importance for the new administration. So I just feel like that's something coming.
Uh, Wait, Mark, let me go back to Mark first. Mark says that explains it, Fred. This is why I'm compelled to eat Chips Ahoy with every new terms of service.
That's
Then
why I call it cookies.
right, and you see that they make it sound good so that, oh, it's
Oh,
not gonna
good
be a
cookies.
it's a cookie. Fred said, as I tell people, print is slowly coming back, cord cutting to people disconnecting.
That is a thing that is coming. That is because of the social media backlash. Another topic we're going to talk about. Thank you, Fred. We're going to talk about that soon because I've seen some articles and things about that. But there's going to be some kind of help because we're all social media, we're all internet, we're all everything there. But the government has I don't know if they have I guess a directive. I'm not saying a law. I'm not sure if there's a law or anything saying that people have to be educated. That thing that might come. I don't know what's to come on the other side of 2020, 2024, and once we get out of this. But there'll be things to come because these are things that society and the people in America are saying this must be fixed. Someone must do something, and that's government's job because we're paying them money. Mark has
Mark
another.
said, no, don't make me buy printer ink again.
We don't have to. See, that's the good thing. We don't have to. And remember that the pandemic brought this whole world of remote work and hybrid of in person or online, and you choose.
Fred says, I sign up for free magazines from tech website, Wired,
Yes,
TechCrunch.
they all have them now. They're all I get marketing brew, I get IT brew, I get the hustle. I think there's a whole bunch of these newsletters are really the thing that's happening. Um because it's a way to get attention because of this, the thing that's coming with social media, that social media apathy. That's the word that I saw this apathy.
Right. And then because now you get to hear from the people you want to hear from and not all these other people that they keep
Right,
throwing
right.
at you.
So the apathy is driving people to the things that Fred is saying about print and offline and going off the grid and things like that. But there'll always be this world of online because the internet's been around for a long time.
And just like you said, the Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they don't know the print side. They only
Know that
know.
And here's another thing about that group, especially Gen Alpha, they're going to be curious. What is this paper thing that you're talking about? Paper? Because they don't know that. They grow up in a world of digital. So they're curious. They want to see, what is that thing, the grandpa? What is that?
Look, the young lady at Starbucks says, "Do you want your receipt?" I was like, I cannot take another piece of paper and put it in
They
this
email
cart.
it to you, or it goes in the app.
Right.
Starbucks, yes,
Yeah, I was like, please don't give me another piece of paper.
right. But what we're saying about the print is that it's going to be a specialty thing. It won't be like Fran is saying, you just automatically get a receipt. Now places I go now, they're like, do you want a receipt? Like she's saying, do you want a receipt? I'm like, either no, or it's in the app, or they email it to you, saving paper.
Mm-hmm. Because I was like, my bank statement will tell me what I spent. So just
Yes, the bank said you can opt out of getting the paper documents, but people do it because, well, I might need it. But again, it's stored electronically somewhere. But then we're getting into the part where if it's in the cloud, everything's in the cloud, we might get disconnected from that cloud. So think about the importance of the paperwork. A receipt from Walgreens or but a bank statement, yeah, I might need that. I might need a legal document.
Fred said I'd take photos of my
That's a good
receipts.
idea.
And then
Yeah, but it's in the cloud. It's in the cloud. You can't keep everything on your phone. I've tried, and it's
mm-mm.
like you running out of space, girl.
Mark says CBS receipts alone have obliterated entire ecosystem.
See, these are the things that people go, why am I get if I go to Walmart, if I go to I don't need that. Why are you giving it to you need it, but it's not something that needs to be stored. So again, we're getting into the issue of the importance of the document. Do I need a paper backup in case the government or whoever, some legal thing needs proof?
Oh yeah, I bought that candy bar for a client. So it's a write-off.
Okay, so let me get back to my notes about email, the power tool, direct tool. Why is it, people saying it's dead, it's not dead. I have some more notes. Okay, yeah, we talked about the owning the email list. I also remember email is personal. You can have a personalized message versus the ones you put on social media, which is not going to address you when you're posting on social media, you're trying to gather people into your target. You're trying to get their attention. So it's not going to be too specific, but it's not going to be too general. Once you get them the email, then because once you get the name, I always say try to get first name, last name, but if you get name, it's fine. Because on the other side of these two things that you ask, name and an email address, that's it. On the other side of that, the conversation continues because you're going to send them a follow-up email. You could do this automatically of, hey, I'm glad we connected. Can you tell me a little bit more about you or your and then you ask a little bit more, but you're not going to ask for personal details because they're not going to give it to you. But a first name,
Right.
a couple other things, maybe if you want to ask or find out some demographics, maybe what your age range, or things like that. But you got to be careful about what you get because you don't want to drop the call. So when you're first asking, name and email address. When I see a form that's asking me like 20 things just to get a free ebook or a free this or a news, I'm like, no, you just need my name and email. That's it. Because the conversation continues on the other side of that. Once you get them on the list and you send them messages,
Oh,
okay,
you don't want them to climb the mountain to get your
I don't
free.
want to do all that for your little checklist or your little no name and email, and then the conversation continues on the next dating. Think dating. What's the first? Hey, how you get a little bit of information, and then you decide if you want to go on the next date. Email is like that. You decide on the other side. Is there a first, a second, is there third? Is it going? You don't go, hey, let's get married. You just met. I don't know you. So you can ask things in the email and have it personal. So yeah, that's one. So on your email list, email's personal. Um Email is your that's how you convert. Again, people trying to get the sale on social. I'm like, no, you want to get it on the other side of this conversation. Now, I just remembered I had some stats to show you because we were having such a good conversation. Let
Mhm.
me let me bring this up about more about email. So this is from, I forgot what this is from. Atdata.com, it says on the bottom. I don't remember, but it's small print, but I want you to see what they bolded. And this goes to email endurance, why it's not dead, and they go into all of this. I'm like, you guys are wordy. I don't need all that. Over 3 million emails are sent every second, and an impressive 99% of users check their email every day. What do you think of that?
I don't know because they might not have counted me in that. Unless they mean what checking it made me like
Yeah,
scanning it.
they don't. Well, what did I say earlier? I don't open every email, but I'm
Correct.
there. So that's
Right.
probably what this is. Checking my email. I could go right now and check my email, but I might not hear. I
Yeah.
got something.
Now you are correct with that. I'll check it. Don't mean
Mhm.
I'm opening it. I'll
Right.
just check to
That's
see
two
if
different
something's coming
things.
through.
Right. So
Okay.
they're saying check. Here's another thing. 51% of people have had the same email address for over 10 years. They also have another figure over here about the ROI of every dollar spent, what you get back. I will put the links to these PDFs. I'm not gatekeeping. I just pulled this one out of, I don't even remember how many it was. I just pulled one out, but I will put the links in there. So just check back in the comments and you can get this whole, let me see. Hold on. Let me open up the original. Is this? Oh, here we go. I just want to get the title of it for you. It's a white paper from At Data. The email address experts call is email dead, exploring the evolution and vitality of email. There's several slides in here, but I wanted to bring this one up. So just to show you that email is not dead, and they're saying email is not dead. That has been like a thing. Oh, email is dead. Email is dead. Like Snapchat is dead. I'm like, Snapchat isn't dead.
And Snapchat making money.
Snapchat is finally getting into revenue, getting into the black. And again, I tell you, Snapchat is not for you. If you're 50 something, it's not for you. It can be. I'm not saying that you can't use it. It's just that Snapchat is the tool of the passing notes in high school for 13 to I think 24 or 30, because of the different ways that they have public and private conversations. But that's another story. Let's not get into Snapchat. Let's talk about email. Um, so here's another thing out of this slide. It says all major social media platforms, e-commerce sites, and online services rely on email addresses for user registration and log in. Boom. You got Netflix. How do you get into Netflix? Email. How do you log into Facebook?
Email.
See? How do you get into your bank account?
Email.
See? Okay, so there's some things in here. Like I said, this was a little too wordy for me, but I wanted to show like the things that they had bolded on this one slide and there's other slides. And I got some other things. Let's go to this. This is Marigold 2024 Global Consumer Trends Index, the latest consumer insights into marketing channels, messaging, excuse me, messaging engagement, brand loyalty, data privacy, and more. They did this in conjunction with consultancy. Again, I will put the link to this PDF where you can download. I believe this one had like 60 slides. I pulled out a few because I'm like, not gonna be here all day with slides, just to show you. And how do we get to the next one?
Let me see if there's a.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, how do I get to the next one? At a glance, key themes and stats, email tops marketing channels and purchase frequency. As a business owner, you love those two words, purchase and frequency. Purchase frequency. 50% of consumers have made a purchase from an email in the last year, compared to 48% for social media ads, 43% for social media posts, 24% for SMS, MMS messages, and 21% for banner advertisements. Now, I want to talk about the SMS messaging. Why is it so small? It's because SMS is a deeper personal relationship than an email.
Right.
Okay. That number is small, but that's a mighty number. Because once you get to the SMS level, that is a deeper you're engaged. If we want to talk dating terms. And 24, it's like getting almost 100% of that small group, because people aren't giving up their phone number for you to text them, blah 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 blah. Just like the Bizchicks has the text number, you're not gonna get bombarded with stuff. Trust on that.
Nope.
You're gonna get important, relevant messages. That when you're at the SMS level, it is buy time. It is gold time. It is sign up. They're in, because this is not the first SMS is not the first level. Okay. Once they've gotten to this part, the SMS messaging, they're in. They're in. So think about that. That's why I'm like, okay, that number looks small, but think about what it is. But 50% have made a purchase from an email in the last year. I like the sound of that. 50%. Do we want that? I'll take it. Okay, and there's some other stuff in here about how consumers are pessimistic about the economy. Different. This report had a lot of information, but I want to pull out this email section of it, and there's some good stuff in there. All right, let me move on to this. So, marketing channels. They're saying email remains number one. As social media platforms enter the market and come in, more consumers have made a purchase from an email, 50%. So they pulled out that one from that one page that had all of the different things. They pulled this one thing out about email. So remember, 50% from a social media advertising, 48%. 48% from the social media advertising. Post is 43%, SMS 24, or banner ad 21%. Now, let's look at this chart. And I love date charts. Have you made a purchase from any of the following in the last 12 months? What's the biggest chart here?
Looks like email.
Email. Ooh, because, based on, we just got the percentages before, but I love this breakdown because it's Gen Z, Millennials, Gen X, and Boomers. So on email, what's the biggest cohort, the biggest generation here under
The boomers. The boomers are using the email.
Because that's the thing. It's been around the longest. It was the first connection before social media. Now the smallest is Gen Z. Why? Because they're digital. They poo email. We tell them to build an email list. They don't want to, because we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. My people are gonna, yeah, okay. TikTok goes away. What you gonna do? All those millions of followers. What you gonna do? Are they on your email list? If not, that connection might be broken. Fred says email is king. I agree. All right, so I want to show you this because this visualization of who's doing what, and this is about purchase from an email in the last 12 months. Email versus social media posts. Look at that. Let's look at that. I'm skipping ad for now, but social media posts, the smallest group is boomers. Social media, because they're not in the social media, like they're on social media, but they're not invested like Gen Z is with 48%. Definitely the millennials. Look at that, 53% on a post. And Gen X, I don't want to leave Gen X out. So when you're thinking, Fred said, okay, thank you for Fred says they should have a section from ads on video platform. I'm pretty sure they got the data to do that, but they just, you know, didn't want to break it out. And it might be in further in the report. I did not only went through here because I'm looking for email stuff, but there's probably information about that in here. And I have another report, Fred. I'll send you that talks about video advertising that I found the other this week. I'll send it. I'll post that too if anybody wants. I was going to talk about that later. But look at and also look at SMS, pretty much equal. But again, once you're getting SMS text messaging, that's a whole nother kind of relationship.
Right.
Social media posts is a hey, I'm here, hey, attracted. Email is we're going on a first date, second date. SMS is like we're almost at the altar. Social media ad is kind of like you get anybody with that because that's an ad. You're running it for a certain group of people to run in front. Banner ads I'm not even going to talk about because I'm like, okay, yeah, you got banner ads, but I'm blind to banner ads. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm blind to those things. I got ad blockers galore. So
Hey, Carlos.
hey, Carlos. Hey.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know why the banner ads are a thing because
They're there. This banner ads are still there. I mean, there are a couple of forums that I'm on. The banner ads are there, but like I said, I have blockers and I don't see the things. But I see other people that don't use blockers. Oh, these ads are. I'm like,
yeah.
block them.
He said if you buy from a banner, you drink Kool-Aid dry. Oh my gosh.
Listen, that's funny, but it's like direct mail. It will catch somebody. Banner ads will catch somebody. Not a lot, but it will catch somebody. So they're trying it all. So but we're talking about emails. So I really wanted to see the email section on this chart. So boomers, email, Gen Z, they're like millennials and Gen Z, millennials and Gen X in the middle. And it's the numbers speak for themselves. Look at email, look at social media posts. And I want to point out again, boomers, especially on the ads and the posts, they're the lowest of the bunch. Why? Because it's not important to them. They might be there, but they're not paying a lot of attention to it. The attitude. It's like, okay, you kids are always online and all of the reasons that we can list is why those numbers are low. I don't know if they'll even improve.
Well, I was just thinking about it. In order for you to buy on social media or SMS, you got to click in on your phone to
Hmm.
make the purchase.
Right.
And if they don't have a wallet set up, or more than likely they may not have all that.
Right. They may not have the systems in place to do that. And it's depending on how the person who's selling the brand or how they have it set up for the purchase. That's a good
Mhm.
point. Thank you. Um, Again, boomers are not going to want to do all of that because when they go to the bank, they want to talk to a teller. When they go to the store, they want to talk to a person. They don't want self checkout. They don't want, they don't do those kind of things. Most, but there are some that do.
Mm.
But that's the this discrepancy in the between Gen Z and what Gen you all know what Gen Z likes and what they talk about what they do versus boomers. There's
Right.
that fight between the Gen Z call them you know they should die out, all the things they're saying. Boomers say they're the old man get off my lawn people. So you people put the phone down because you're always on it. So they did, that's the attitude that's going on. So it is reflecting here in the numbers. All right, so let me remove these. Oh, let me take that down. So I will put the link in there to where you can get that from. Um, I'm trying to remember. I closed it. I had the tabs. I closed them. And Sprout Social had one that I wanted to look at, but this, I don't want to overwhelm us with data. It's just look at that, think about it. Email's not dead. Email's a power tool. Email is the landline, is the connection, your communication tool that you control more so than social media. Social media is great for getting the word out, getting attention, depending on the spot that you're in, depending on your content and how it's set up and how it attracts the audience. But if you can get that attention going, you don't want to sit on it. You want to tell them, go to call to action, go to this link, go to this. And it could be, again, I said YouTube. If you want to grow your YouTube channel, you might want to directly send them there.
Right.
If you want to grow one of the other social media platforms, you might want to send, like you have a Facebook group, you might want to directly send them. But there's a better way than just sending them to Facebook. You could do email and send them to Facebook, because once they complete the form and name, first name, last name, and address, once they do that, there's a thank you page, and that thank you page can be customized to do whatever you need to do. It can directly give the download. It can give them directions to your Facebook group or your whatever group or your thing, your community. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking Mighty Mouse.
Mighty.
Mighty Networks.
Yeah.
If you're using that, you can say, hey, for more conversation or more, you have to say more. More is here. Here's the link. Click on it and they go to it, because they will do it. And how do you know? Because your email account, your email software will show you click through rate. Click through rate. I'm forgetting my words. There's other things inside of your email account that will tell you what people are doing. Do they open it? Open rate. What do they do when they open it? All kind of things. Different platforms give you different things.
Fred has a comment. He says social media is the billboard on the highway to the music in the mall, grocery store, and public transportation.
Yes, exactly. The attention getter. What were the ways that, when I was a kid, it was like you said, billboards.
Yep.
Billboards. Radio. You're in the car. You're a captive audience. Radio. The newspaper came. Newspaper. Word of mouth. Relative says, friend says, walking by the store, going to the mall and going for the anchor store, but passing all the other small stores, or going directly into the anchor store, coming out saying, what's in the mall? And you go to the smaller specialty stores. It was all designed for attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the anchor store was there. You're going to that store, but there's other stores like, hey, we want to get some of that attention too. So here you go. And as you walk through the mall, what was there blocking your way? The little signs, the signs on the silver stand with the sales or the this or the buy one get one free or the come on in. Or they had displays. Let's not forget about that. People that
Yeah.
put displays out. Halloween coming up. You would go. There would be Halloween stuff in the store. This whole the parties things with the costumes and whatever. All of that is a part of it.
Yeah, it is.
But
This is
now
good.
we do that online.
This is
Yes.
good information. I am inspired to work on my newsletter even more.
Good.
Fred said pop, point
Yes,
of purchase.
yes, that's what I will. Thank you, Fred. That's it. The point of purchase. When you're in the checkout line at whatever store. That's why there's magazines and little candy and little thing, because you're standing waiting. I
Right.
need to get your attention. There are, companies and corporations have departments that study this psychological stuff of consumers standing in line. What did it up? Put this. Impulse purchases. Because you didn't come for that. You came for one thing, but you have to wait in line because there's a line to purchase. There you go. Now they've tried stores, Amazon tried the store where you just go in and get what you want.
Oh, it works. Amazon Fresh now, we can talk about that on Friday.
Okay.
Uh, it opened up here in our neighborhood where you walk through and it does work and you walk right out the store. I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
just put it in your basket.
right. And you still got to scan it and then put it in the basket
Mhm.
and then you walk out the door. It was funny. The people they put an ad out in the newspaper that the ones that go
Yeah,
grand opening Amazon Fresh, right? So
yeah,
grand opening with the whatever the name of the cart is,
right.
and then so you went, and a lot of people did not. They went and got a regular cart. You had to get the cart that had the scanner
The
and stuff
scanner on it.
on it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, a lot of people didn't do that, and the one young man said, "These people gonna be mad because there's gonna be a line." And they're gonna be mad. But we got a cart and he showed us how to scan and
Mhm.
then you scanned everything and put it in the basket. And you also have to put you scan your Amazon
Yes, you
account
have to. Yes, when you come in, right, you have to give up your Amazon Prime. Uh,
account on
yes,
they
yeah,
scan your
yeah.
from the phone. So but when you finish the shopping, you just walk out the door. Other people were like in this line, they did not read the fine print. And I was like, "Oh,
I
we."
wonder how many people tried to walk out with in the regular cart with
But
things.
they couldn't, yeah, because they had to go through the regular line, stand in line, and this was grand opening weekend. It
Right.
was a
What I'm
lot of
saying is,
people.
okay, I mistakenly got a regular cart thinking I got the cart that I can walk. So is there something that keeps them from walking out with the
Yeah, you
regular?
can't. It's not going to. There's no. You can't just walk out.
That's what I mean. You just can't walk out.
Yes, but if you had the cart, that because there's an aisle. If you had the, I don't want to call it the hyper cart. If you had
Right.
that, there's an aisle for you to walk out.
Okay, got it. So
Everybody
you're
else had to
still
go through
walking
the
through an
checkout.
aisle. Right.
Right.
Okay, got
Everybody else had to go through checkout. And we just looking at people there standing in
it.
line.
Bad.
And I was
Oh well.
like, hey, y'all didn't read you didn't read
But it
it.
gotta be something to keep the I got a regular cart. I'm just gonna walk out like the people with the other cart. Nope.
And you had to, they either scan it underneath or scan it
Yes.
here. And then if you just drop it in the cart, it'll give you a sound like you didn't scan. So
Okay.
yeah, it's,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, they had a system. I was like, oh, it wasn't
Okay. Good
just,
to have a system. Okay.
yeah.
'Cause
Dr.
I'm like,
Tachi says Sephora is very guilty of that. You go in for one makeup item, but when you get to the checkout line, they have all of the travel sizes of
yeah.
skincare and etc.
Yes, they
And
do.
Ulta does that too. You have this whole column of stuff.
Yes. And if you go to stores like Old Navy, Target, Old Navy has like a maze and everything is stacked. I think it's also Marshalls and different places. Like when you get into the checkout, they have little things there with socks and lip balm and
And
little things and if you got kids, oh yeah, they want that stuff. Travel
yes,
size.
soaps and mugs and chips and
All
stuff.
kind of seasonal, whatever the seasonal stuff is, it's there because they want you're waiting in line. They want you to pick it up. So that's a way to increase sales.
Add that to your basket.
Add to your basket. Add to your basket. So yeah, so this I really want give you a little bit about email. You know, some of the we want to talk about the reasons why small business owners should be doing that online and offline also because I think I'm trying to remember. where was that? I went there like they wanted your email. This is way back. They get your email because they send you stuff, sales and things in the email. I'm trying to remember. Also loyalty programs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, loyalty programs. So email is not dead. It's Gen Z is like they're poo pooing it. Like, no, you want email because it's going to save you when you make a community, especially if you're thinking like, thank you for that example of real life example of someone, oh, we got a Facebook group. Okay, that's good. But are you building an email list alongside of it in case you you don't have access to the group? And it's not Facebook. It could be Mighty Network or any of these other, some, and especially some of the free platforms. You never know what's gonna happen. So build your email list.
Dr. Totsy
Yeah.
said,
Ulta.
yep, Ulta.
Okay.
And then she says Marshall's is dangerous because they have snack items like popcorn and chocolate.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They do why the line is built a certain way. They have people that do that professionally.
Mhm.
Design the store and like this should be here because you're going to put point of purchase. Thank you, Fred. Point of purchase things because people are waiting. But now, see, you're on the phone while you're waiting, so you might not pick up those little things.
Yeah, Amazon has found a way for you to, oh, you might like this too. I was like, if you
Right.
don't get off, if you don't get off of there while you're on the way to the checkout on
Yeah.
your
So
phone.
Amazon does that, and if you like something and put in your cart, take it out or whatever, they will send you emails. Oh, remember you looked at this? It's on sale.
You'd be like, wait a minute, stop trying to get me to buy your stuff.
Listen, wait until, and I think the A does it somewhat like, oh, so and so is on sale, and so do you want to put this in your basket? And I'm like, I didn't ask you to trying to get me to buy stuff with my voice, but that's what's happening. Things that you like, Amazon has things, the system set up to say you like this. That's why you have a history of things that you've seen. They know if you looked at it or you put it in your basket or you shared it or you take it out of your basket, they will send you an email. And they're going to have the A ask you, oh, remember? It does it now. If you have there's things that I buy all the time. It says, oh, you're running out. Do you want to? And I go, no, because I want to do it on my own terms. Even though I do need it, but I'm like, don't push me into buying. So the A is doing it, and it will go, doo-doo. Did you know?
I'm like, see, I don't need no talking to you. My digital assistant is not that advanced yet, so they're not talking to me. Okay, oh, probably because it's not connected to a store either. So
Right. But
yeah.
once it is,
Mm.
get ready. Get
Now
ready.
it does on my phone when
Right.
I'm getting ready to go somewhere. Hey, did you want to put an order in at Starbucks? I was like, what the?
Because there are certain, I mean, we laugh about, but it's they study the way that you use your apps. That's why on the app on the iPhone, Siri has those the Siri suggestion app at the top
Yes.
because it knows, and it even says like you're usually opening this when you wake up.
And you're like, what? And so, when people they've been doing that before generative AI came out. So
Yes,
we've been having the language models or they've been recognizing patterns for a very long time.
pattern recognition. It's Siri suggestions. That's what it is. And
Yeah.
then if you go your notification thing, it usually says, well, about this time you usually open. I'm like, okay, thanks. You didn't open it today. So there are different things going on. Again, email is not dead. Email is ChatGPT said it, that is reigning supreme, that is still here. And it's thriving, still relevant, and it's good. This is good news if you're running a business, whether it's real life, online, small, large, whatever, because the deal is you're getting attention with social media and you're wanting them to go somewhere, and it doesn't even have to be like a product. It could be a service. It could be you have a nonprofit. You have a group of people that you're trying to grow in community, and you guys talk about a certain subject. Like I'm thinking about is it Glennis with the women
Lennis,
over
yeah.
50
Yeah, women, yeah, she has women over 40
or
with,
women over 40?
yeah, and she has an extensive list.
Yeah,
That
she has
woman
an
has a
extensive
list.
list. She has a very big Facebook group. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not. I gotta go and check. Is she? She's not selling something, but she could have in the community where she is offering something that she gets monetized for. Doesn't have to
Right,
be
yeah,
selling
she
a
does
product.
workshops, she
Yes,
does things of that nature,
right.
and
Have a
she
special guest, and that
Mhm.
would be a fee. Because
Right,
we want to offer a fee to this person to come speak to us. You're in the community. If you wouldn't mind making a contribution, there's certain ways of doing it. But she's built the community, and that's the key: building a community. We got to get away from the Instagram ain't showing. I mean, I'm real sick of it. I don't even want to use Instagram. Go and look because there's so many whining and crying. Listen, do something else. What is your purpose? Why are you here on Instagram? If it's not working the way you want, there are other things to look at. Email is one, Pinterest is another. Look at another platform. Look at some of the newer places. Go to TikTok and use it while it's still viable, but direct them to maybe
your
to YouTube, Substack. See, I think
direct,
it's because there's
yeah,
so many tools that people are confused and they're stuck on Instagram. A certain group stuck on Instagram, and they want to sit over there and cry about, oh, nobody, dude, no. I'm like, if you people don't figure out another strategy, and Instagram's not the only game in town, people. You
it
guys
is
are
not. So here's the thing, you need to get on TJ's list so that when she has something important or something that we need to know, there's been a change, there's been a shift in the what is that in the a shift in the atmosphere or something, we
Mhm.
need to know.
Yeah,
So
and
get
I'm building a I'm trying to build up a library of the information that we're talking about and trying to put it in written format. That probably will be the Substack. But if you're on the email list, you don't have to worry about, well, where is it? Because I'm
yeah,
going to tell you, oh, I've got something here, I've got something there, and you decide, well, I don't want to sign up for that or put my email in for that thing, but there's something over here that I can get without putting the email, because I already got your email when it's the
right.
front door to the house.
You're already in.
Yes,
And so then you get to pick from things that are in the house. Well, maybe I want to go in the living room or the other room. You got options, but all of the information that you get is going to be here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle,
yes,
out of your social media, out of your marketing hustle.
yes.
This is what TJ is doing.
And it's gonna be helpful, fun stuff. I hope. I mean, that's what I'm trying.
It is. I loved her this week in social media. People, her, I'm going to call them anime because
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
they. But
see, I'm
anyway,
playing. I'm playing with the tools. We're playing
but
with the tools. Let's have
but
some
the
fun.
message is getting across, and it doesn't look like everybody else.
Let's
Just
have
saying.
some fun. So I want to play and show you the way, and then we're gonna have the playground. Okay, this is what's going on. These are different ways to put the Legos together. Okay.
Right. Dr. Tachi says when these people whine and fight for these platforms, you have to ask yourself if these platforms would fight that hard for you.
Ta-da.
Probably not.
Ta-da. I go to threads, and this, I'm not putting threads out. It's just that when I go to threads and if I interact with certain posts, I get more of that, and I'm trying not to interact with it because but then again, I need to see it because I see things that are people saying about, well, ooh, 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 and then I go to their Instagram, like the one we talked about with
Friday.
with the lady, and then Brock Johnson, the Instagram growth coach, gave her free advice. She
And if
didn't
she
take it.
didn't,
She just wanted to whine. Oh, misery loves come. Oh, oh. Still not into. See, okay, thank you for saying that, Fred. Because see, that is everything ain't for everybody. That's what my mom always tell me. Everything ain't for everybody. Threads is going to be the place because I see it now. When X finally shuts down, not all, the majority of the same people, journalists, there's some people still over there. Black Twitter is starting to go slowly go, but people are going to go to Threads. Why? Because it is the platform that it most feels like not exactly X. Not it is not going to be X, but it feels the same where you're having conversations, even though you can put graphics there. Every time I go into Threads, I see conversations. And I like that. I see conversations because I'm like, I can see what people are saying, thinking about a certain topic. If I want to go in, which I did this week to look up something on that thing that everybody's talking about, they got a hashtag over there, and I got lost into that. I was like, okay. So I can dig deeper into things. And then, so that well, what I'm trying to say is that it's not for everybody. So what I'm saying is Threads is being developed. It's still figuring out what it wants to be. It's trying to find its way. Again, there's the other detractors about Meta, but you're already on Facebook. You're on Instagram.
Right. I find Threads is a lot easier to maneuver than anything else that's come out.
It's very simple, and I like that.
Fred said, X is where I go to vent under an
See,
anonymous
X is
name.
another. It's another thing that's still going. Gas is still in the car. I don't know how, but there's still gas in that car. And there's some people that are still in the car. Others have jumped out whenever they hit a bump of something
It's like
happens, and
it's like
yo, that Elon Musk does something. It's a bump, and people jump out. So more bumps, more jumps, and they go where? They're not going to fan base. I'm sorry, fan base. They're not going there.
no,
Not going to Snapchat because no, they're going to X. I'm X. Sorry, Threads because it's similar. It's
right.
not. It is not the same. And I see small drips, like I said, bumps of when he does things to displease people. They finally say, "That's it. I'm leaving," and they go to Threads. Now, some people are going to Blue Sky. Like I said, that's great. Blue Sky is growing. I don't see that as being the place. A lot of people aren't going to go 100% are not going to go to Threads. But because Threads has made it where you have an Instagram account, here you are on Threads. You can post something on Threads and cross post it, or you can post on Instagram or Facebook and cross post.
Fred said X is like a pair of old shoes you can't throw away.
And it's because there, like I said, there's some of my tech people are still there. Some of the AI stuff I discovered is that because people are still posting there because it's still going.
I just think some of that stuff is automated when they post it. It goes to their
Yeah, that
channel
that
and they're not really necessarily
that too. But if you want like what's going on, the latest criminal case, if you want the memes, if you want the jokes, they're on X.
yeah, X is
X
also a slumlord, said Dr. Tachi.
100%. And I don't understand. Just aside, I don't see how some of these people are paying that. I know why they're paying, but I'm like, he's not getting my money. I don't care. I don't care if I want to post something long. Oh, I want to post something long on X. Why? You giving him your money. But that's your choice.
Fred said X is a curiosity that's been killing the cat for a long time.
We got and people got it. We've got to get I'm going to check and see like the people like the celebrities or the journalists like because of the election there's a lot of things happening over on X. They're just posting. I'm like, okay, can you guys post that over the threads or somewhere else so we can not go. Cause I'm like, okay, things are happening. Like I still look, but I'm not posting. I'm still there looking because there again, the conversation is happening over there, but I slowly see it going to threads and it's a different works differently. Again, it's not going to be for everybody, but let's see what happens when X is gone, when TikTok is gone. Let's see what goes on. Cause see, the thing with TikTok is it's been signed. They're just waiting for China to sell. China's not selling,
which means they're going.
and you can't say, "Oh, it's not going." Brazil just got rid of X. India got rid of TikTok. A couple
Along
months ago.
India was the first person to get rid
Yeah,
of
India
TikTok.
got rid of it way back. Their people, those Gen Zs over there was hot.
Fred said, I can see X and TikTok merging.
Well, I mean, that's an idea, but thank you, Dr. Tachi. That I agree with that.
She says the thing is, when you find X, you're also funding his
When you're
horrible views.
paying for that, what is it? 49. I don't even know what the cost is. The thing that allows you to have the blue check and to put these long posts, you're funding those things. You're funding those things that are happening over with X and what's going on there. So I look at I'm like, why are you paying? You're famous. You have some following. Go somewhere else. YouTube, Instagram, link. Go to those other Substack.
Right, because you can still do the little post. You don't have to do a full.
You can do more than 280 characters on Substack. People are going there.
And Substack will push it out for you too.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, do you you signed up for this newsletter? Do you want to sign up for these? Yeah. There you go. So, I mean, but to each his own, they want to give their money.
This is Ramona.
No. Oh, I heard. I'm just saying, it's just that's how it goes. So we're going to see. I mean, again, I'm not saying I don't know. Maybe maybe TikTok does stay around, but it's been signed that it has to go if China doesn't sell. China says they're not selling. How do you get them to sell?
You don't have to get them to sell. You just tell them, okay, you can't have it.
Go up to somebody's house and say, I want to buy your car. No, you're brand new. No, get out of here. Get off my lawn.
TikTok Rollo.
This is too much fun. We gotta end it. We'll be here all day. Thank you guys for the conversation, for the jokes, for all of the interaction. Cause see, that brings more to the topic of me just, this is what I've discovered, or this is what I'm showing you, and let's talk about it. So I love that.
So you can get connected with TJ by going to terryjohnsononline.com/info. You can also find her on social media, Terry Johnson Online, everywhere. And get connected. And then follow one another.
Yes.
Follow Fred, Dr. Tachi, Carlos, Mark Ward. Mark's podcasts are out. His podcasts are rolling. Dr. Tachi's Indie Soup Media is rolling. Yep. So follow. I remember they used to do Follow Fridays and stuff like that. Okay, anyway, that was back in the day. You can also become a part of the Bizchicks community. You can text Biz to 33777 to get on our text list, or you can go straight over to bizchicks.net. We want to say thank you for even considering connecting with us. We will see you next week.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Yep, TJ will be there. And you can also catch TJ on Friday when we do our Tech Life Weekly, because she'll be bringing a report in there.
Wrap up. Don't miss it.
Yeah, the weekly wrap up. So with that in mind, we want to say thank you. Looking forward to seeing you later this week. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. And remember, we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle
Yep.
so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.